today I want to show you how to turn this ugly old X-large t-shirt into this awesome, totally cool t-shirt that you just made yourself. Okay, so first thing in making your Dolman t-shirt is you're going to want to lay it out flat and get your measurements. Okay, once you have laid your t-shirt flat, you're going to want to get the sleeve all lined up with the seams, and you're going to want to cut off fabric in a diagonal angle. And again, you're going to want to cut at a diagonal angle. You want to cut all the way till the end of the sleeves on both sides so that it's split open like this. Alright, now that both my sleeves are cut, I'm going to cut off the collar of the t-shirt. Now at this point you can go ahead and try the shirt on and see if you want the collar bigger or if it's fine just the way that it is. Okay, now that I have cut the collar and I've cut both sleeves wide open, flip the shirt inside out, and it's time to sew the sleeves shut. So now that the shirt's inside out, line both sides of the fabric up together, and you're going to want to sew it shut. And you're going to follow this diagonal pattern that you just cut. And as you sew the top portion of the sleeve, you're going to continue down all the way past the end of this seam where you cut to and all the way to the end of the collar. And this is going to help make it look less bulky and round the sleeves out. So let's go ahead and sew it shut. Now, the bottom portion of this first sleeve here will need to end just past the end of the sleeve at the seam here so that there's no holes in the armpits. So let's get this sewn shut. So do the exact same thing to the other sleeve and the top portion will be done. If you go and try this on, if it's not quite snug enough around your arm, you can just take the seam in and sew it a little smaller there. So it's always best to start out a little bigger just in case, because it's harder to undo what you already did. Alright, both sleeves are now sewn shut and the shirt is still inside out. Now we're going to go ahead and get it to gather at your waist and take off some of this extra bulk here at the bottom. So first you're going to want to measure exactly how much you're going to want to take off of this bottom portion here, depending on how tight you'd like it around your waist. You're going to want to make sure that you get it even on both sides. So I'm going to be taking off a few inches on both sides. Once you have decided how much of the fabric you're going to want to cut off on each side, stick the shirt in bottom first. Go up about 6 inches, start gathering the fabric. So to gather it, you just begin to pinch rolls of fabric and bind them together. So now that I've gathered the bottom, I'm going to put the sewing machine foot down and sew it together. Alright, so I now have gathered the fabric here on one side, and I'm going to want to copy that on the other. I now have both portions of my shirt gathered, and now what you're going to do is start from the top of the gathered portion and cut all the way up the shirt to the bottom of the sleeve. And again, you're going to work in a diagonal pattern. It's very forgiving, so don't worry too much about getting it straight. Just make sure you try to keep it even on both sides. So I'm now starting at the top of the gathered portion of the fabric. I'm lining it up, and now I'm going to start the diagonal seam all the way up to the armpit. Okay, so as you can see, I have taken the seam from the gathered portion and diagonally cut it all the way to the armpit. Now it's time to do the same on the other side. Okay, so you're going to want to get pretty close to the seam and cut off this excess fabric here and throw it away. At this stage, now that all the sewing and cutting is done, flip the shirt back, right side out, and go try it on and make sure everything fits right. And if it doesn't, you can make the appropriate changes. But if you've done it correctly the first time, that's it, you're done. Here you have it, the Dolman T-shirt. It's really easy. I recommend starting first with a shirt maybe you don't care too much about, and that way you can get the hang of it and make sure you're on the right track. I actually sewed this one a little tight, so I think I'm going to give this one to my sister. I do still make mistakes making them, even though I've made a few, but they're really comfortable. They also work great for nursing because I can just pull it down and feed my baby. Whew, I had to change because I sewed it pretty tight. I was nervous because there was a camera on me when I was doing it. So this is another one that I made that my grandma gave to me, and this material works perfect because it's really stretchy. And thankfully I have a skinny sister, Daily, who totally fits in it, and it looks much nicer on her than it did me. So anyway, there you have it, the Dolman T-shirt. Hey Daily, how comfy is it?
It's comfy.
And will your friends have anything like it?
No.
Because why?
Because you made it.
So try it out. It's a great conversation starter. It's fun, it's cute, it's flouncy. You can do a little Dolman dance. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope yours comes out better than mine did. Thanks.